Are you willing to donate your body? Got a problem with authority? Would you stop a speeding bullet? Are you afraid of the masked man? Come on! Bring it on! Think you've got a game?
Broadcasting live from the heart of Europe, you're listening to the most badass hockey podcast in all the known land. Ladies and gentlemen, this is none other than Shot from the Point Live opening night special. The Wednesday night rivalry edition. Can you think of a bigger title than that? We'll be going over, hopefully with Boston Troy if he decides to call in, the Philly-Boston game. Wednesday night rival, Philly goes over Boston 2-1 in a very sloppily played game.
Boston over Philly.
Yeah, thank you. I need more correction. I hate when I look back at this. Boston over Philly. It's 4 in the morning over here. Give me a break. Boston over Philly 2-1. Very sloppily played game. We'll be going over that. Hey, they just dropped the puck. It's no big deal. Sharks have no captain. They can't go with it. And tonight, of all nights, the Los Angeles Kings raise their Stanley Cup banner. All that and more from Shot from the Point Live. And from the heart of St. Louis, none other than my favorite point man, just like Dead on Dave and everybody else. A very darkly lit Jeff the Newsman Huffman. You can see, this is why I don't do these specials. I'll tell you exactly why, because I cannot focus at 4 in the morning, European time. But I
mean, that's okay. It's 4 in the morning over there. Everybody's off tonight. The game that I just watched wasn't very good, but
no, it wasn't very good. But I mean, there was some positives. Let's just go over some of the things. The game was poorly played. I mean, it is opening night. I've often said you really can't get a feel for any kind of team during until really, I'd say late November, really early December. That's where you're going to get a real feel for your team, unless, of course, you're the Edmonton Oilers last year and managed to eliminate yourself practically by mid-November.
I thought the Bruins played well in their defensive zone, taking away shooting lanes, though. They did a real good job of that.
Absolutely. I didn't even think Philly's loss was all. I mean, I thought, when Zach Rinaldo took that penalty, I'm like, oh boy, here we go again. They didn't learn anything.
Yep.
But he turned out to be actually a key player in this game, really getting under the Bruins' skin. And I think that says a lot about the Bruins that they're actually able to overcome some of the stuff going down. Who is that guy that got in that fight with that guy? Boy, were they throwing. Jake's telling me it's some kind of blogger or something like that?
Yeah, Bobby Robbins, 32 years old, never played in an NHL game.
And that was his first game?
Yep.
And he threw down opening night.
He played in a lot of different places, like in a couple stints in Northern Ireland and Austria.
Jesus. Oh, he played for the Belfast Giants more than likely. So he's been basically a blogger and a semi-pro hockey player, I'm assuming an enforcer, and he managed to make it all the way to the NHL.
Good for him.
Yeah, that's really
good
something
for him.
else.
I saw Joe Cronin put a Facebook post up saying Robbins is ready to go tonight, and literally the instant I saw that, he dropped the gloves.
To go. That's good stuff.
And here come the Los Angeles Kings right now. It makes me sick.
They were throwing. Yeah, that's right. I actually got to switch that game right now.
I got it on right in front of me, right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip that game on right this second. Oh God, everybody's app sucks. All these apps are awful.
Yeah, I just got the new the update for NHL on my phone, and I don't like it at all.
Oh, they dumbed it down on Xbox, and well, I don't know. I mess with the phone app mostly on my computer though, because it's fundamentally the same. Apparently, Yahoo went in with the NHL and they made it. I don't know. They're saying they made it more available to people or something like that. It's less complicated, but it didn't really look any better. There looked like there was more bells and whistles, and that was just about it. How come I can't get my game up here? Let's see if I can get my game, because I should be able to watch the dreaded Los Angeles Kings actually win or raise their Stanley Cup banner, something the St. Louis Blues have ever done. Flipping. Actually, if being on the show is any indicator, since you're the rookie this year, you probably should go, because everybody that's been involved with the show, their team has either gone to the final or won it. Chicago, Boston, and the New York Rangers. So there's a better than average chance that you
in New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey would have been involved too. Yeah, in 2012 when we started it. Correct. Some of the things I noticed about the Boston game is Chara playing normal minutes. One of the things that concerns me about the Bruins.
I mean, he's kind of have to now since they traded Boychuk.
I guess so, and that goes into some problem with the Boychuk trade. I heard. Did you catch Mike Milbury and the very new Bob McKenzie actually on the hot seat talking about the Boychuk trade? I found it interesting that Mike Milbury.
I did a little bit,
but I found it interesting that Milbury just, everybody seems to assume, all right, it was cap movement and what have you. There was no other options, but Milbury said it was a bad idea, that they could have released Kelly or something like that. There's other things they could have done, and
Kelly gets your game winner tonight.
Yeah. Oh, look who's joining us finally, legendary Jake. Hey, we got Jake. Where are you?
Yo.
Your camera's not there too either. Were you calling from your phone?
No. I'm on my computer.
Well,
I called with the camera. Every time I call in, it doesn't come in.
I hate that. That's weird.
But if I call back or you call me, it comes right in. So you want me to call back?
That's why you should be on the game. That's the problem with you, Jake Link. You're not on your game tonight. You told me all fucking week you weren't going to be able to do this dopey special, and the last minute you come in.
I said it around 2 o'clock.
No, you confuse the evolution. I'm not doing this week, and I am doing this week. I am doing this week.
I fucked up. No. I'm not. I'm going to do this Sunday. I can't do next Sunday.
Jesus. Thanks.
I fucked up my complete. I fucked up my schedule.
Well, that's good. You're forgiven.
Because I turned to Tracy. I'm like, wait.
I don't care.
I said.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. I want to talk about the stupid game. That's why people tuned in, not to listen to your personal scheduling problems. I saw. Yeah. McKenzie mentioned that there probably was other options, that we're not keeping those things in mind. And I wondered if that was the case, because it was so quickly done. Jesus, I already have blocking problems. I'm going to block the phone numbers. Let me guess. North Boston, Tronia, you're on the air.
Yep.
What's
happening?
How you doing, guys? How you doing? How'd you feel tonight?
Even though it was a crappy game, I'm glad the Bruins won. Didn't you say Dave thought the Flyers were going to win?
No. I think Dave had...
No, he said Boston.
He had Boston. What was the score? Yeah, 2-1. He had Boston over Philly, 2-1.
Yep.
So Dave was right. Dave was right once again.
Like you said, it's only the first game.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt here. This may just be me, but where is Claude Giroux?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. I actually put it right in my fucking notes. He was invisible. And if you remember last season, Giroux he really didn't even wake up until...
it was about a month in.
Yeah, he got
until about a month in.
Slow start.
And what have you. You got anything else, Tone? Because I'm going to move callers in and out tonight.
I just wanted to, like you said earlier, Tommy, that, obviously it's going to get better over the season, because the season's going to fly by. It's nothing like the playoffs.
Look. They could make moves during the season. It's certainly not all for the Boston Bruins by a long shot.
Oh, yeah,
there's
they're
a
not
lot more that can be done.
This year, in my opinion. I'm not
you could give us Bergeron. I mean,
that was so bullshit about that.
Yeah. By the way, Tony, fuck you. All right, got him back for last week. Caller, you're on the air. Shot from the Point Live.
Well, I just want to say that tonight was a game of sloppy slop fuck. I'm happy to say, as a Bruins fan, that we won the sloppy slop fuck game.
Well, that's actually a good sign. It's not a bad sign.
Not every game is going to be, is not going to be Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Unless you're in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally Winnipeg.
I'll tell you what, man. If you gave like 7 raccoons rabies and then 15 minutes gave them sleeping pills, like you might have seen the same thing happen in this game as you would in that basement with those raccoons. Oh, what the hell was going on tonight? It looked like a sloppy bumblefuck, but it worked out. And how about did anybody catch when watching the NBC broadcast when one of the Flyers said, "Fuck you, Bobby, you fucking faggot motherfucker"?
No, I missed that.
10 minutes later, he punched someone's head in.
Oh God, that's totally up our alley. What have you?
Oh my
Have to
God!
get that audio.
I'm gonna get the audio. I can get the audio right now. You just give me a second.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, hang on, Cronin. I got another caller. Caller, you're on the air, buddy.
Yo, what's up?
Who's this?
You know who it is.
No, I have no idea.
We don't.
That is not chance.
Who is this?
No.
Brandon? Black Mamba?
Ali Keys. Woo!
What the? Who? Oh, there you go. So you're watching your banner get raised right now, Black Mamba. Are you very happy?
I said what?
Your banner's getting raised right now. Are you even watching the game, you goofball?
That's not the playoffs yet.
No, it's not the playoffs yet. But your team is raising
Yeah,
their
true
banner.
LA fan.
I'll start watching when the playoffs are on. I'm just listening to your show. I'll play some Xbox.
But you
And trying to call in, say, "Go Kings."
go Kings.
Woo!
Yeah, but the Kings are on right now. They're taking on the Sharks. It looks like it's going to be a good game. I'm probably going to end up watching it before monetize this.
You know,
Yeah.
I heard the Sharks actually are not going to be there for the raising of the banner ceremony. It's like a whole thing.
What? What'd you hear about that? Report on.
I mean, they didn't show up to the playoffs.
Hey, so they're not going to be there? They're butthurt or what?
They're going to be sitting in the locker room when they present the banner.
That's
So they
kinda,
fucking suck.
yeah.
That's why.
Okay,
Pussy.
I got the audio. You guys want to hear it?
Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
Cronin.
All right, here it comes.
Steinberg got hit twice by Ronaldo. We talked about it.
You got to get that
Somebody
to
yelling
me.
at Bobby Robbins on the bench. "Fuck you, Bobby, you fucking faggot!" And then about 5 minutes later, he killed someone.
What do I have to do to get Pierre McGuire off my TV?
I don't know. He's not as bad as he used to be, though. I don't
Turn on NHL 15.
Get some gay, naked, sexy guy to put on a Montreal Canadiens footy pajamas.
Well, yeah, there's always Ray Ferraro, like Jake
Yeah,
says. Yeah.
let's go to Ray Ferraro. I was like, when I heard that, I'm like, wait, wow, people don't like Pierre so much they didn't even want to put him in the game.
I wondered about that. I don't get the
It's
feeling
because
that,
Pierre couldn't sit in the same room with Doc for that amount of time. That's why they put him in that box 50 feet away.
well, you got to remember something too. Pierre was not well liked in Canada when he worked for TSN, from what I understand. I hear from a lot of Canadians like when they hear Americans bitching about Pierre, they're like, "Oh God, don't send him back here." So
He's a Jersey native too.
he's
Dude, you know what?
half Canadian.
When people
though.
write all over my YouTube all the time about the Bruins. Why don't you go get Pierre, that homer fucking asshole, to suck the Bruins' dick some more? Like, what the hell are you talking about? He likes the Montreal Canadiens, I thought.
Well, he's like a devil because he's a Devils and Philly fan a little bit, and I think the Canadians are obviously what his father's team was, but he's kind of a
Yeah,
Devils
everyone's
mark.
like, "Oh, he's a Phillies, he's a Montreal fan," and someone else tells me someone else's fan. Then someone tells me, "Oh, he's a faggot Bruins fan." Like,
Yeah.
I look at my YouTube comments, like nobody knows what is he a fan? It's a mystery.
Yeah,
See, people are like that with Joe Buck and the
Yeah.
Cardinals. Like everyone knows
Yeah.
he's from St. Louis, and then like when we were playing the Dodgers just now, he was talking a lot about Kershaw. I mean, he almost goes the other way, like towards the Dodgers side,
yeah.
and people like rip him on that.
I got to be
They've
honest with
always
you.
been terrible.
I got to be honest with you.
Troy Aikman's like that too with the Cowboys.
Oh, he roots for the Cowboys. I got to be honest with you. I know that's like a really common complaint among sports fans about guys rooting. I got to be honest with you. I could care less.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care. It's a sport. I mean,
You're
it's
a fan
it's,
first.
it's one thing if it's like politics or something like that. But it's another thing if it's just sports. Like, oh, he's biased. Well, who gives a fuck? I don't care if he's biased or not. I mean, it doesn't make a lick of difference to me whether he's biased or not. Thanks
I mean,
for
I
the call,
don't care.
Brandon.
I don't
Sorry.
care. I enjoyed Kershaw holding his face after Adams hit that bomb yesterday.
Oh, why not? Not allowed to talk about
I
baseball.
blame Don Mattingly. He fucking sucks.
Yeah. What do you? Wait a minute. You just insulted my fucking childhood hero. Do you realize that?
Don't talk shit about Mark Messier now. You might get thrown off and banned.
Did you just say something awful about really one of the premier hitters of the 1980s, Don Mattingly, Brandon?
Yeah, he's trash as a manager.
How is he trash? What were you guys doing before you had him? What was the last World Series you
We
won?
didn't have Magic Johnson to spend all that fucking money.
When was the last?
That's what-
When did they?
It's not him. It's Magic Johnson pulling out his wallet and spending millions on players.
Yeah. I don't know anything
Don
about this.
Mattingly had nothing to do with this. It's
They
They
about
do
Magic.
invest in a nice bubble machine, though.
Don Mattingly is a hero. He's one of my childhood heroes. Why am I talking about
Everybody-
fucking baseball? I'll tell you
Everybody here
exactly
hates
why.
him. They want him fired. They wanted him fired last year.
Yeah.
Just like me.
All right. You have a good day, Brandon. Thanks for the call, Brandon. Appreciate it. By the way, that you can't say. I'm not even a baseball fan anymore. You're still not allowed to say bad stuff about Don Mattingly. I'm sorry. He's a Yankee. Maybe that's why we sent him over there to sabotage your fucking team. I fucking hate the Dodgers. I gotta be honest with you. All right, go back back on the game. Let's see. What do I got here? Yeah, games look sloppy. No big deal. Char's minutes I have. Look, they won 2-1. They dug it out in the end. Guy, impact player right from the beginning. Zach Ronaldo. I thought he had an excellent game. A fantastic game. I'm very interested in this blogger fighter guy. I want to know more about him. And apparently Cronin was going on about him, but I definitely want to know more about this character, this guy that blogs.
I was reading up on him. Like he's been like going through like minor leagues, like just throughout his whole entire career.
Really?
He had a good stint with the Providence Bruins, and like he scored like 14 goals, and he had like a ridiculous amount of penalty minutes.
316 in 74 games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's wonderful.
God, I'm watching the Kings come out right now. If one of them just face plants on the ice, I will die on air.
Ice. Your season has a better chance of face plant than them, and what have you. All right, since we covered the game fully, if anybody wants to call in, 718-395-7660. Happy opening night day to everybody out there in the NHL, and welcome to Shot from the Point Live. A very sloppy. You know what? We're opening it up very sloppy too. I got to be honest with you.
Right.
Yeah. So why not? Because Jake. It's all Jake's fault. The couple injuries to report. Pavel Datsyuk not going to be in the opener. I wonder if that's going to be a theme over there for those.
I had a feeling about that.
Everybody's talking about the Bruins being too old. What about the Red Wings? Yeah, I mean, really. And the
Red
fact
Wings
that
won't miss the playoffs.
Yeah, is in fact that Mike Babcock's been in Detroit since I don't know, since
Gordie Howe.
Yeah, since Gordie Howe retired. Maybe it's time for a change over there. I mean, they won they won one Stanley Cup with Datsyuk, right? Went to 2, 1-1. It just I think Babcock, and the media loves to drool over Mike Babcock all the time, but I don't know. I always get the feeling, we've talked about it before, that you can overstay your visit. As a coach, one day that's going to end. It's not one of these. It's not a job where you can hang around forever. But I mean, Babcock's probably been there too long, and I think the injuries are probably going to roll in because it's a much older hockey team. Let's see. Got my new phone blocker up there. That's what I have to do now. Caller, you're on the air.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Fuck you.
Okay.
I'll give you a
Right.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
What did you think of the game, sir?
Did you guys see that Brandon Dubinsky is going to be out for about 6 weeks?
Sure did. He's
after
on my
abdominal
fantasy team.
surgery? Yeah, I was going to say, he's on your team.
Yeah, sure did. On my team. Good draft. It's funny because I drafted the other douchebag on the team, Johansson, and he signed, so that I look like a genius by drafting him. And, of course, Dubinsky gets hurt, the other
You don't look like a genius right now, being down -40.
Keep kidding me, right? I don't think I opened up one season like that all year. I mean, I literally kicked ass all last year. Horrible. Who's kicking?
I gotta go look at mine after this.
Who's kicking everybody's ass? Krug-Life? Let me guess.
Yeah, I'm playing.
How you doing? How you making out?
I mean, how bad I'm doing.
How bad are you doing? I don't know. How good or bad are you doing?
I don't know. I haven't checked it.
I'm beating Dave right now, 7.20 to -1.
Oh, good for you.
And
look it up real quick.
How many skaters did he dress today, Dave?
I only had 4 skaters going.
Only 4 skaters. Yeah, I made a mistake and hit the wrong button and drafted the wrong guy. Now I have like 5 moves left.
I don't think Marshawn did anything for me.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think Jeff has anyone going because the Blues didn't play today.
No, I had 4. I have 4 people going. I have Marshawn, Justin Williams, Muzzin, and Doughty.
Oh, okay. Well, that's funny. Doughty just stepped on the ice now.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it. I don't really see anything else to say about this wonderful game. If anybody else is going to...
Oh, they do this real fancy freaking ceremony with the cup now. They have it come from the sky.
They always do fancy ceremony with the cup. What are you talking about? Except in New Jersey.
They're lowering it. Oh, cool. I'm only down by 1 point. Cool.
Nice. Yeah. I could tell.
1 point.
I could tell you checked your computer because you started breaking up. Oh, I'm only down by a point. What do you got in the news, Jeff? Anything good?
Well, let's see here. Letang saying he's ready to go.
Who? Chris Letang says he's ready to go? Like home? Go to bed? Guy had a stroke last year, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah.
It says he's ready to play.
He's ready to play? I'm happy for Chris Letang. That kind of sucked. I shouldn't make fun of him. But I just hate the Pittsburgh Penguins that much. That's really what it is. Chris Letang is absolutely one of the biggest key pieces for that hockey team over there in Pittsburgh, considering they lost a big chunk of their defense and what have you. There he comes, Stanley Cup way down. Wow, isn't that nice? Who gets to touch it first? Who's that guy?
Captain.
Yeah, the captain's going to...
Yeah, he already touched it. We're like...
yeah, because I'm about a minute behind you. Okay, Captain Brown going up there. Probably one of the more hated players in the league by the other players.
You know, I kind of get
sick.
I see why the freaking... why the San Jose Sharks didn't want to be there for the opening ceremony. This is fucking long, and this is the team that beat you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, maybe they just couldn't stomach it. They're still feeling that. I like to report that Montreal beat the Toronto Maple Leafs. I only got to watch the first and a little bit of the second period over there. From what I could see, Toronto had a lot of high energy. They were ready to go. Pacioretty had a beauty in that one. Did you see his goal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
that power play goal?
Sweet. No, the first goal of the game, Pacioretty had.
The second goal was nice, too.
Oh, really? Oh, he had 2 goals tonight.
No, he didn't have 2 goals, but the
second goal? No, the
second goal that was scored. I was, catching the highlights, and I saw that goal. It was, guys falling down. It was,
Pacioretty.
That's where he likes to go.
But I did see some, I don't know, Toronto had a little jump in their step, which is good, but it looks like the Bruins or the Habs are just a little too much for them and what have you. I didn't get to watch the game because the new application, they've made a lot of changes over NHL Game Center, really wasn't working for me. After a while, it really kind of bogged down my computer, which I'd never done before, and I couldn't stream it. So I had to go flip to Xbox. And Xbox dumbed there. I can't flip between 2 games there anymore either. So I was pretty much stuck with the Wednesday Night Rivalry, which was a painfully boring game overall. And this is a painfully boring show. Well, let's check in with Dave Rose because, hey, Dave Rose, you there?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to give me a report
Jeff
on the
Tommy?
I gotta be honest with you.
that logo.
This show's fucking terrible. Please help us out here.
I mean, the game was terrible.
I decided to join in as soon as you decided to talk about Toronto.
Yeah.
I know that this episode is about the Flyers and the Bruins. Go Bruins! Great job on that sloppy job there. But nonetheless, I was able to catch a little bit. But I did watch the entire Toronto Montreal game, and was going to comment a little bit if you'd like that.
Oh, well, look at this logo you got there. Did you make that?
Yep, I had some
That's quite
time. I was
nice.
fucking around today, and I thought I'd just
See, I
play
can't
around.
give
I like
shirts
that.
out. That's really cool.
I
It
do
is
too.
nice.
That's
I know. There's something I really like about that. I can't give like T-shirts out or anything like that. We're not that big yet. But I'd be like really thrilled when people like do stuff with the logo and stuff like that, like what you see right there, or make T-shirts or what have you. I know I own the logo, but I really don't care. I mean, there's no way I could stop you anyway. Make T-shirts. Show me your stuff. That's really nice. If you sent that to me, I'd appreciate that, Dave. That's very, very
that
nice.
was the plan, but this was the surprise.
Yeah.
Just have that.
It's great.
Nice.
I got it up on the screen right now, and I
It's
really
really
dig
nice.
it. I really dig it. Talking about the Leafs. I didn't really have a problem with the way they started the game. I only caught it really early in the second period. They looked like they had a lot of energy, very focused. But what happened in the third period?
I'm not too sure.
Really?
I quickly do want to mention that what you were just talking about, Pacioretty's first goal. That was incredible.
Smoke.
That was
It
great.
looked like a nothing
Beautiful.
play. He looked like Brett Hull. Just like it was really looked like a nothing play.
The memories of.
But I will say one thing: Suban's goal. It was too fast for me to recognize it. I saw the replays. I was like, I still don't see it. Like, how did he do it?
Really? I haven't got to see that yet. I got to be honest with you, because all the changes they made to Game Center. Hey, what is this shit with Rogers Media that you guys get all sorts of extra camera angles that nobody else gets on Game Center? Are you familiar with this?
Don't get me started on Rogers Media. They fuck shit up. Now, the CBC has their problems, and they totally messed up their handling of their NHL access. But Rogers, the stuff that they're doing, because they're a media conglomerate, they're like Time Warner, I guess, here in Canada. So they have a lot of power. So they have the ability to do these sorts of things and offer these stupid special apps and access behind the scenes and all this bullshit. But it's just, to me, and from what I've been reading in some of the comments in your videos, it seems that other people agree that Rogers has fucked shit up when it comes to the access, to watching hockey.
Yeah.
a guy that owns a cable company also owns a hockey team. That sounds like something over here.
No, it's just I don't get that. Why would you guys? I mean, it's nothing to do with your. I don't understand why the NHL would want to encourage everybody to get access. Why does Rogers get a certain access? I don't even see what the advantage is. Why keep the market smaller? The more people you can deliver to, the more people you can bring in the Game Center. I thought it was interesting, but I did use the one new option they have, which is the overhead goalie cam that you can have live. The problem is it's not synced in time. It's absolutely live, and it's not synced in time with the actual live broadcast. So that's completely useless to me, the goalie cam. You have these overhead goalie cam, which look kind of interesting. But like I said, the broadcast is not synced in time. So it was just
one
quick
thing I just want to mention is a highlight for me was seeing Dougie Gilmour there at the game there in the stands.
Yes, I did catch that, and I saw him with Guy Carbonneau. He was right next to Guy Carbonneau, correct? Yeah, it was Dougie Gilmour. He's he was he was practically Don Cherry's lover in the '80s, or in the '90s too.
The puck drop wasn't too bad for me either,
He won a cup with you guys, right, Jake?
He was 97, 98.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good he was just a rental just to pick up, just to help us in the playoffs. But the time he was here, he became one of my favorite players.
He's an impact player, but right away it was good to see Doug Gilmour again. He didn't win a cup with you guys though, right? It was just late 90s.
But he made such a great impression on the city, on me personally, growing up as a kid.
Yeah, I imagine.
That he just lives on forever for me in my heart.
Doug Gilmour.
I find it funny because I think Dave thought you were asking him, did he win a cup with you?
I did come with you.
Well, yeah, the other day, him and me, just stepped out.
Yeah, I meant the Devils. The Devils.
No, I know he didn't win, but it's funny.
Remember he's
It's
on the
funny if
95
you were
team in
referring to
2000.
Dave because there hasn't been a cup there since the 60s.
You're getting into that place where I am, Dave, where the Rangers hadn't won 54 years, and it starts to get. I mean, what was the last year the Toronto Maple Leafs won a cup?
1967.
I mean,
and they've won 13 cups. Now,
you could actually
I don't know
make
if that number has anything to do with bad luck or anything, but...
Well, are you familiar with the old 1940 chant, right?
Just let me see how many we've won here. Oh, yeah, nothing.
The Rangers, before 1994, were punished. It was an awful chant. The Devils, especially Islanders, even it would...
44 nevermore? Or...
Yeah, they would say 1940. I mean, you guys... If you don't win another 2 years, you might be hearing the 67.
Well, I will be honest. I want to be honest with all the listeners here on the show, especially all the Canucks that are listening. I'm sure that many Torontonians that are listening won't be too happy with what I'm going to say. But when the Canadians actually tied it up 2-2, I actually out loud cheered. Like it was just a response. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe I'm starting to become a Habs fan. I just have to admit that, maybe I've got to go to a help group or something. But
that's the Toronto equivalent of coming out of the closet.
Yeah, basically. Hello, boys.
No, it's that's funny. It's just like, are you that frustrated? I mean, I can't.
That basically is you've got it right, Tommy.
Yeah.
I'm so at that point where I'm just like, where do I turn to be able to not only enjoy watching hockey, but to be able to support a team and not have to hide in a closet, basically. You know?
Okay, hold on a second though. Let me take this, Jake. First of all, from what I could see, you guys didn't play bad tonight. Second of all, it's game one. They had a lot of jump. They had a lot of pep. I thought Toronto, even when they gave up that goal, they kind of.
I wanted to comment on that. That I actually enjoyed the game very much, and I thought that it was quite high paced, intense, enjoyable. It could have been a little more aggressive for me,
Complete
actually.
opposite
and that's a lot for me to say.
Yeah, it was. Well, the Boston Bruins game.
Picked the wrong game.
It was just. Yeah, we did. We picked the wrong damn game. But what were they going to do? I'm not doing this again anyway. I'm exhausted. And I got to monetize this in like, oh shit. What time is it? Yeah, probably like 20 minutes. He didn't.
Well, I was going to say, you're a trooper, Tommy, for being able to do this as well. And it's.
Well, I'm not doing that great a job, to be honest with you. I think my other shows are good.
Puck's about to drop in LA.
Yeah. But
no. I enjoyed the game today. I enjoyed the game tonight. At certain points, I thought that there was sloppy plays done on both sides.
To be expected. Same thing happened in the Boston Philly game.
And it was the first game. So, we're going to have to see where it goes from here.
Look, you got to see your childhood hero. They had a nice little opening ceremony, which I watched. PK Suban started talking about farting on network television, which was funny as hell. Did you catch that?
Yo, that was great.
I can't. Were you shocked that they actually kind of cornered him with that?
Yes, I think that there's no. Come on, man. There's no need to deal with that shit. That's great to deal with Twitter and like social media and stuff.
Or us.
Because that's connecting.
Us.
But that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's connecting with someone, a hockey player on a personal level. You can connect with that because you've done the same thing with your friends. But they don't need to bring that stuff up.
You don't like that on the network.
Show,
I found that so bizarre. That
sounds like something Pierre Maguire would ask.
No, about farting. I mean, they asked him like straight up. I walked in. I literally smoked a cigarette. And I walked in television, and I see. And PK, let me tell you something. PK can handle anything. I mean, he really is something.
His new name's P.U. Suban.
Yeah. But he's PK can really handle anything. He just it was like we were on that type of show where it's a little bit edgy, and I just thought about something I did that happened once or twice, and he handled it like it was no big deal. Like he didn't even. I mean, that's a pretty uncomfortable question, And then he's like, but then he said something kind of funny.
He's smooth with those responses.
He
If you've
really
seen his
is.
responses to the racism stuff that has been done to him.
Let me tell you something.
He just
Hab
like,
or no Fahab. The way he handled that was with dignity and class, and he could use it as an opportunity to shit in the
like
league,
water off a duck. Like,
yeah.
He's just like,
well, it's
he
stupid.
smiles at it.
Also, like Don Cherry, he wouldn't even mention what happened. He referred to it as the other stuff that week. And the problem is, it's like a guy that jumps on the ice. If you're gonna put all your cameras towards him, like Puck Daddy did, Greg Wyshynski and Harrison Mooney did, then it's just gonna create more of it. And on further investigation, it turned out that it was like a tiny, tiny minority of fans, tiny minority. And most of when it blew up on Twitter, the blow up was actually the reaction or the negative reaction to the bigotry towards PK. I got to be honest with you. I don't find that to be a big deal at all. I think it was a little the dark guy in the middle was a little more insensitive than anything else in the Vancouver Sun.
I got a good fantasy.
I'm still
team
shaking
game
my
out of
head
it.
on that one.
That seems so bizarre. Well,
That's the thing, though. We were talking about Vancouver the other day. They are fucked because
They're screwed.
anywhere east of there, they would say the second or the third guy from the from the left or from the right.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't say the dark guy in the middle. They would have
nobody
they would say,
do that.
His number. They would say this guy, but they wouldn't say the dark guy in the middle.
If it was Pat Peake, if you remember him, he used to play for the Washington Capitals. Would they say the Asian man in the middle? I mean,
the yellow fellow.
That's why we have Jake Link on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Link.
But the thing is about that is I find so bizarre, and I'm not offended or I'm not outraged or anything. I don't want to turn into like some kind of fucking oversensitive douche. It's just that the Vancouver Sun is kind of a left-wing rag, and they don't. You think they're doing this shit on purpose? I mean, like everybody knows. You don't talk about people that way in a public manner, outside of a joking manner. If you happen to know the guy and he's cool with you talking in that way, it just seems so bizarre to me. And I don't know. Do you know what happened on Fox News last year with Seth Jones? Are you familiar with that situation? This is his. There was a typo. There was a typo in a Fox News, or Fox Sports. I shouldn't say Fox News. Seth Jones, he's a second or third draft overall last year. He starts with the Nashville Predators, and he scores a goal early on, like the first 2-3 games he plays in. And it said that Seth Jones had the niggest goal of the night or something like that. NIGGIST. And it's like, what? And it was obviously a typo on nicest, but the C to G.
We call it Freudian slip.
Yeah, it just looked bizarre. I mean, I don't think Boston Bruins fans are racist. I think guys that write captions are.
Yeah, well, years ago, it was Jeremy Lin had a bad game, and ESPN had the article. It actually said "chink in the armor."
I think I remember that.
That's awful.
It was like a whole. I know. It's like, come on, you're gonna get you know that's not gonna end well.
Chink in the armor. Holy shit. Well, Dave, the way I see it is, you got to hang on, and we got to see where this go. And I know you're like uptight about the whole advanced stats thing. I got to be honest with you. If I was a coach, and I saw a team like relying heavily on, if I don't see Colton Orr in the lineup, I'd call two of my own goons up and put them on a fourth line, and then I go after Toronto. I mean, that would be my strategy, but maybe it doesn't work. We'll find out, because that seems to be the way around it. But I think, Dave, that you got to wait. We got to give these guys a chance. Give Shanahan a chance.
In no way defining of the season for the Leafs, so I'm totally open to what's going to come.
Dave,
okay.
And it was kind of close today.
Yeah, wasn't a bad game.
Dave, now I have a question. Now, there's all this talks about like a new team and stuff coming into the NHL, and one of them's the Toronto area. Yeah. Now, a fan like you sounds like someone that would give this new team, if they came into Hamilton, a shot, and and possibly jump ship, so to say.
Would you do that? Would you flip with an expansion team?
Here's the thing: you guys both have to, all three of you have to realize that there's discussions for two separate teams. One just north of Toronto, which is what's called the Markham region. That's the one that's probably most in the news because it's closest to Toronto. Then the other one would be in the Hamilton, Kitchener-Waterloo region, but most probably Hamilton. I would prefer that. It's halfway, basically, between Buffalo and Toronto. It provides a huge access to this region that just is thirsting for hockey and their own team, and it's not Toronto. So if a team like that was to pop up, instantly I would support.
Well, you know, it's like with the Devils and Islanders when they came over here. I mean, in this area, within 100 miles of each other, you have 4 NHL hockey teams. And I think, honestly, what got the Devils over here was disgruntled Rangers fans.
Yeah.
And, you know.
And the Devils were disgruntled Ranger fans, and the
Tommy was talking about that. Yeah,
no, it's true. I think it's true. I don't remember. I can't remember how many times I was growing up when I heard. Well, I used to be a big Ranger fan, and just because after I think after Phil Esposito came, and that whole thing fell apart with Montreal. But I mean, the 1979 Montreal Canadiens were just fucking ridiculous. They were not going to beat them. John Davidson had a ridiculous run in the playoffs. Nobody could stop him. Phil Esposito was there. It just wasn't enough to beat the Canadiens, and you know, because Esposito was still good, but he was coming really to the end of his career. And I think after that, you know, with the Islanders at that point starting to just about to go into their dynasty, by the mid '80s, people had a fucking enough of the New York Rangers. So but now they're kings in town again.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see is right. I didn't pick your team to go to the playoffs when we played playoffs, no playoffs today.
Well, initially I was listening. Initially you did, and then you said, you know what, I'm taking them off. Because when you did say that you're taking them, I said, ooh, Tommy, that's a risky, you know, in the comments I was just saying that's risky. And then when you take them off, I said, good decision.
All right. I think I'm going to... Unless, do you have anything else written down, Jake, that we could cover, Jeff?
Sharks just scored.
Sharks just
well,
scored?
yeah, it was relating to the Sharks and how they don't have a captain. They're rolling 4 A's. They gave one to Thornton, another one to Pavelski.
They gave one to Thornton. That's bizarre.
Yeah, one to Marlowe.
Wow, what a goal.
One to Vlasic. I didn't even see it.
Wow.
Really? Big goal coming up?
Holy crap. Short side on the...
Oh, that's just not fair. Oh, my God. That's not fair.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Big goal
roofed
happened,
it.
He
roofed it short side on quick.
I think we may have already had the goal of the year.
Caller, you're on the air. What you got?
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
That failed miserably.
Yeah, not a good one. Try better. Try harder next time.
Can you hang up on people?
I think San Jose is also up 9-0 in faceoffs.
9-0. He tries so.
You know what though? The Kings always start off the season very, you know, lethargic.
Tommy, don't you have quick in net?
What?
One thing
I do.
I want to quickly mention this. One thing I noticed in the game today with Toronto-Montreal was that Toronto actually had more shots on goal than Montreal. But Montreal got them in.
I never got the feeling that Montreal was running over this Toronto hockey team. So like I said before, I think
it was tight though.
It wasn't a bad game. I'm thinking
not
about
at all.
if
I enjoyed it.
If I get some
for
time
me to say that, you know.
if I don't know if I'm going to pre-record in the crease later, but if I get some time, then I think I might actually watch that game over again because it was much better than the other piece of crap I saw today. All right, I'm going to actually end this, folks. I've had enough, and if you notice, I'm very much off today because I've been on a good sleeping schedule. So I apologize for my sort of lethargicness, but I'll give you a final. Boston over Philly 2-1 in Boston, TD Garden. Right now, about 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the first, Vancouver leads Calgary 1-0.
Oh,
San Jose
Jesus.
Sharks apparently score. Who hit that goal?
Was that Marlowe?
Was it Marlowe?
I didn't see who hit it.
Well, I suggest if you have Game Center and you're listening to this broadcast right now,
I
you
didn't
check
even
out that
see-
goal.
I didn't even see
You
the
gotta
puck go in.
see that.
Really?
I know that goal is just ridiculous.
I probably should stay up to see if I can get it on the damn channel if it's that good. Is this uploadable? Does this mean shot from the point quality assurance? You think this goal? Is it that cool?
He roofed it short side on quick.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
Short side, just.
Well,
phenomenal.
go check it out. San Jose Sharks lead the Stanley Cup champions Los Angeles Kings in the first period. And then we got another final out of in Toronto. Toronto opens up their new season with their new analytics and an old result. Montreal takes them 4-3. But like I said to Dave Rose, it's early. It's early.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Thanks, Dave Rose, for making this real cool logo. People want to do artistic stuff, and I would even help them if you wanted the original copy of the logo or something like that. I don't care. I mean, it's mine. I retain rights to it. But if you want,
it's also NBC's.
No, it's not. They ripped me off. NBC ripped me off. And
Now
I'm the first fucking
Howard.
guy.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm the first guy in the world to do a Skull and Crossbones ripoff. When it comes to hockey.
Now you're sounding like Howard Stern. Ooh, I invented that.
The goal was scored by Tommy Wingles.
Yeah. Tommy Wingles. Tommy Wingles. Who did he play for last year? He didn't play for the Kings, just Rock City.
I don't know.
I'm not even
I'm gonna
really
be honest. I've never heard of him.
Not neither did I.
You want to see if we can actually put the goal up here?
Go for it.
Let's see if I can get it up here. I don't think I'm gonna mind up monetizing this shit anyway. Sharks box score ice tracker. Here we are working the new I can't find a damn thing. Watch. All right, we're going to watch, and I'm gonna try to find the goal, and I'll put it up for you. I want to see how good this damn goal is, if it actually would work. I don't even know if monetize this is happening because Joe won't get back to me. He called me, but he wouldn't tell me if we were going to monetize this, and I didn't think to ask him, which would have been nice if I was smart enough to ask him. And fuck it. I'm going. I'm done. I'm not even running ads. I've had it. Nobody's fault. I'm just tired, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing this again anytime soon because I'm exhausted. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Dave Rose, for calling in. Your calls are always kick-ass, bro. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
And, of course, thanks for keeping track of our news, Mr. Jeff Huffman. And I hope you'll be ready 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday.
Yep.
And thank you very much for your comedic charm, Jake Link.
No problem.
Legendary Jake Link.
That's right. I'll try to get my schedules. This month has just been crazy for me.
I don't care. I just want to I want to know if it's this week or next week. I just want to know.
This week I will be on.
Okay.
God willing. God willing, I will be on.
I need a funny guy. I need a guy to do the news, and I need a funny guy. I need a guy to do the news because I can't do the news because it's too demanding on my computer to run all these windows up and be reading shit. And I need a funny guy like you. And the bonus is, Jeff's pretty funny too. If you want to see Jeff act funny, well, check some more.
Jeff is a very subtle funniness. You got to be listening for Jeff to really catch it.
You know, there was a joke you told the other day that I missed when you did it, and I know you because I heard you sigh after I didn't pick up on it, and it was a really funny joke, but I didn't even react to it. I forget what it was.
I don't remember what it was.
Well, I think it was where did the Boston Bruins go? What are they going to go in this season? And Jeff
a nursing home. A nursing home.
Oh, I missed that. No, there was one joke, Jake. It might have been in the fantasy thing, and I just didn't even pick up on it. Oh, by the way, fantasy highlights are coming up. The almost 2 hour long thing, fantasy.
Was it 2 hours in, and I said, "Is Crosby still available?"
Yes, I got that. Yeah, I'm halfway through cutting it up. It is 20 minutes of pure funny. I mean, it is really one of the best. It's like a special. I've cut about half of it up. It is 20 minutes of pure, unadulterated funny. Everybody contributes. Jeff contributes. I contribute by being stupid. And Joe contributes, obviously, with his Doc Emmerich imitation. And
he had me. I've been saying to myself, I spent 7 months recording for a game that nobody likes.
Yeah, I know. I actually open with that one. But stay tuned for the Fantasy Highlights edition. It's an absolute riot, and I'm just about done with it because
it's a been a
jad. Oh yeah, you gotta be there to even know. So, all right, thanks everybody. Thanks for we're getting like regular listeners calling in and coming in all the time. And,
yeah, thank you very much.
And we really appreciate that. I apologize personally. This wasn't. Maybe Shot from the Point Live really should be only once a week. I don't know, fucking know. Maybe if I want to go on live after a game, we'll do it the way me and what's his face used to do it last summer. See, I can't even think. All right, guys, I'm done. I can't even get. I can't get. I'm done. I'm done. I've had it. Coming. Check the fantasy, and of course, 3 p.m. Jesus, fucking Christ. 8 a.m. We'll do our last morning ice of the week. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great night. I'm exhausted. Oh.